Talk a little bit about when Sam Hornish came over from Open Wheel Racing. He was champion over here, won the Indianapolis 500. You want to race against the best. I think the biggest thing for racers is competition. I want to beat everybody. I want to beat the best. When Sam came over, and I think that learning curve with Penske Racing has been a little difficult, but I think it is with all open wheel racers when they move over to the NASCAR series. Do you respect running with him? Do you like running with him? Does he talk to you? Does he talk to the other drivers about how to get a handle on these stock cars when he drives them?
I respect his point of view to come over and to stick it out and fight through it, and he is determined to be a stock car driver now, and I give him a lot of credit for it. I mean, he jumped in the deep end of the pool and is fighting hard to survive, and you know, learning week in and week out and showing flashes of brilliance from time to time. You know, I've given him a hard time this year a little bit. He's maybe not the most social guy from time to time, and he lost control because of some contact with another car at Texas last year and trying to win the championship and it taken out. So we've been having a little fun in the press with each other, but all in all, I do really respect his abilities and was a huge fan of his when he was in open wheel. I just liked his approach and his aggressiveness in the car. When he went to Penske, you know, was doing so much at Panther, went to Penske and kept his winning ways going. And then to be in our series, again, it's not easy. And I think Sam is a real good example of how it takes years to find that last little bit. I mean, Sam can go out and be competitive, run well, post fast times, but to run with the Cup regulars, it takes years to find that last little bit. And that's what I was speaking to.
That's what you were saying with transitions over to IndyCar racing.
Exactly.
The same thing. This is a question, Rick, I'll be interested to see if you're able to answer this one or if you've even played video games, but this is at Daniels at Caldale. For Jimmy and Rick, have you ever raced as yourself in a video game?
Without a doubt.
No.
Have you ever raced in a video game, the newer video games out there?
No, I haven't.
No interest whatsoever.
I'm retired.
Well, that's true. You don't want to get.
I can't handle that kind of pressure these days.
You don't want to get the bug again. That would be a bad
exactly.
thing. You race as yourself all the time?
You know, I don't spend too much time on games, but when I first started in the Cup Series, I was playing the video games, trying to learn tracks. I heard there was a lot that you could pick up from it, and it's hard to say if it really worked or not. But my rookie year when I had a car in the NASCAR video game, I was so jacked up to get the game and play it, and just from that experience of wow, I'm in this video game was really cool.
Were you better or worse than you felt you were in reality?
Reality is far easier than inside that game. Game's tough.
We'll have one more question here, and this is from Prospector 314. Ask Mr. Mears what it was like making a transition from driver to the part of a crew. Working with the guys at Team Penske now, being a legendary driver, four-time champion here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, being around racing but not racing anymore, was it a tough transition for you?
No, it wasn't, because it was time. And that's what made it easy. It was the right time. And
How did you know?
Which is why I made the decision.
How did you know it was the right time?
Because the desire was starting to go away. And I knew once the desire started falling off, the performance was going to go with it. And if the performance started going away, then I wouldn't be competitive. And that's the whole reason I did it, was to compete. That was the fun part. If I'm not competitive, it's not going to be any fun. So, and I did it for fun. So I knew once that performance, you know, once the desire started, I started noticing little things here and there. The first time I noticed actually was here. The first time it came to mind. I was always one of the ones, I enjoyed the technical end of it and, you know, trying to help build a better mousetrap, working with the engineers. And I've been basically lazy all my life. And I knew the better the car worked, the less I had to. So I always worked very hard on making the car work. So I took it home with me. I'd go back to the hotel, back to the house, whatever, come back the next day. I'd walk in the garage and say, you know, and I was usually one of the last ones in the garage working with the guys going out at night. I'd come back in next morning and say, all right, guys, last night I was saying about we need to take a look at doing this, 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 or this. One morning I came back into the garage here and I walked in and I said, all right, guys, where are we at? And it dawned on me that I didn't take it home with me. I hadn't thought about it that night. And I realized that was the first time that, you know, it got my attention, that the desire was starting to fade a little bit. So I kind of started keeping tabs on it then. It made me start realizing it. And as time went on, I could see it, you know, just the fun was going away a little bit. And I knew the performance would go with it and then it wouldn't be any fun at all. So it was time to go. And then, you know, when Roger Penske gave me the opportunity to stay involved with the team, when I told him what I was thinking about it, he said, well, you know, it's a decision you got to make, but he said, if you do, I want you to stay involved with the team. Well, that was great for me because I still loved the sport. I still enjoyed the team and the people I was with. Still wanted to be around it, still wanted to help out. I still got to do a lot of what I enjoyed, the working with the engineers and, you know, building the mousetrap and being able to contribute. But so when he gave me that opportunity, it made the transition very good for me.
Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure with our Indy legends today, Mr. Rick Mears and Mr. Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy, we'll see you back here on July 25th.
Back soon.
Good
Absolutely.
luck.
Good luck this weekend in Michigan. Rick,
Hopefully.
a pleasure
Thanks,
to see
man.
you always. Congratulations on a fantastic career, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Iowa with the Team Penske boys. I'm Michael Young. On behalf of everybody here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the home of George family, we thank you for joining us for our Indy Legends question and answer session. And on behalf of the folks at Twitter, we thank you and the fans who wrote the questions today as well. We'll talk to you real soon. Thanks again. We'll see you next time on IndianapolisMotorSpeedway.com.